Welcome to the race, everyone. My name is Nick and I'm in the McLaren garage, and amazingly I've managed to qualify in pole position for round 13 in Belgium with the racetrack Spa, which I'm sure you already know this already because you've watched qualifying or maybe even watched practice as well. The real life race pole position was Mark Webber, but not this time. This time in this blundering series it is me. I got a time of 1 minute 50.526, which is almost 5 tenths quicker than Vettel in second place. Hamilton is a little way down, so yeah, we'll see what happens as we start. Now there's going to be a bit of a melee into the first corner because there isn't much of a run in to what is a very quick track, so don't be surprised as someone risks trying to go inside me, but hopefully I'll try and cut them up on the first corner so we don't all spin off. But you never know. The real race was won by Hamilton in 2010. Second place was Webber. Third was Kubica. Hamilton leads the championship in this one, as I'm sure you all know if you've been watching the other shows. So, I'm going to the grid, which we're now about to see, I hope. There's me in pole position, controlling Jenson Button's car. For McLaren, Vettel second. He's going to try something, no doubt. But it's very close in the construction at the moment. Hamilton is fifth. So it's Red Bull versus McLaren. Right, here we go. So, I've got good feelings about this race, but as long as I can get around the first corner without being smashed off. Concentrate here, right, here we go. It's a very slow corner. Yep, there we go. Someone's dived around the inside. I think it's Sebastian Vettel. So I lost one place. Alonso's third. Vettel leads for Red Bull. Going away already, it seems. I'm second McLaren. I can't let him get away. Don't know where Hamilton is. Webber is in fourth place. As we go up this long straight, Alonso's already having a look at me one side. Might have a chance under braking here to go down the right hand side, the inside. I'm going to pull it off. Brilliant, great front line speed there. Try and hang on. Oh, very wide braking, but I've managed to hang on to it. Right, so I've retained the lead after a bad start. Second place Vettel, third Alonso, fourth Webber. Now I've got to concentrate on keeping this on the track, because although it's fast, if I take my mind off it, then I can go quickly and go from first till last. Hamilton is the red dot, if you can see on the map there, my teammate. So he's about fifth, I think. So just out of the top four. There's 13 laps to go here. That doesn't seem like many, but it's a very long lap, this one. I was 9th quickest in practice, so I've gradually been getting quicker. I'm starting on the option tyres, and then we'll pit round about lap 5 and go on to the harder wearing prime tyres. But unless I make a mistake, I think it's going to be very hard to overtake on this one. Well, overtake me, I would say. Overtaking the computer AI, which are a bit less aggressive. You can get them under braking, I would have thought. Got a good gap here. Now I try and settle into a river. Now this is a good overtaking place here. It goes really tight for this double chicane. This bit's tricky up here as well because you want to floor it down here, but you need to brake early to get around this tight first gear corner. And it seems like you're almost dead still. Right, so we stay the same here. No one's off so far. Looks like we've all got round. The danger is, if I pit too early, I don't know what other strategies everyone else is on, I'll come out in the pack, and I don't want that to happen. On previous races, Lewis Hamilton has overtaken me by pitting a lap later. Right, I've got cold gears, or gold brakes apparently. There we go, I've gone wide there again. I need to brake early. Now, the cars start off slightly heavier because you've got a fuel tank of petrol. So braking feels a bit awkward, but as the race goes on, whoops, and the grip gets a bit better, the car should become more manoeuvrable. I think I think Vettel is gradually reeling me in here. Now he's second in the championship on 155 points, 14 points behind the leader Hamilton. If he finishes ahead of Hamilton here, he'll actually gain points, but I'm sure he wants to win. So he's keeping me in his sights. We're on lap 2 of 13. Don't forget, I'm coming in lap 5. Don't know what anyone else is doing, so I go a bit wide there. So it's myself and Sebastian Vettel. The German are going away slightly. I might even be holding Seb up at the moment. But I just... slight lead over Vettel. He's just behind you. I know, but I would just keep it neat and tidy here. What I don't want is him catching me up, tagging the back of me and spinning me. But there will be a lot of fights going on further down the field, and they'll be holding each other up. Now we, with a clear track, hopefully I'll be building up a gap, so even if I do go off and come back on again, it shouldn't be too costly. There we go. Hamilton is in 5th place. Didn't say fastest lap. Who was? It weren't me, was it? I don't think it was me. Okay. Hopefully I'd like to see Vettel drive off the track. Need to get away, like down and up. Yeah, so it feels great when you do that perfectly. I mean, that wasn't perfect, but it was quite close. To go on the inside early and cut right down the middle. Quite easy to outbrake yourself along here, which I did in practice a couple of times. There we go, and I've done it again. And I'll span. Oops! Oops! Oh God! Oh! Have I got damage? That could be the end of my race, can't it? Oh my God! Is that the end of my race? Have I got damage? Hamilton goes through. So Vettel lost the whole of his front cone. Oh, that was a disaster. Alonso crashed into me as well. I don't think... I've lost a lot of time, but I don't think I've got any damage. I don't know how I got away with that. Well, anyway, just thank my lucky stars and keep this going. So it's dropped me from 1st down to 5th. That was an absolute disaster. That was good progress initially. So, whoa, Hamilton very slow through there. Come on. Oh, he's holding me up here. Go. Whoa! Jesus, I'm having a bit of a time with Lewis at the moment. He's very slow around that bit. Did he do that on purpose to try and knock me off? Okay, right, I'm going to have to be careful here because I'm going to get a puncture if I don't watch it. This is very aggressive driving. So, Vettel, yeah, whoops, sorry Lewis. Vettel was holding us both up. Whoops, oh my goodness, it's like dodging cars. Oh, almost span again there. A Mercedes went through the inside. I think that was Nico Rosberg. Don't know where Hamilton's gone. We both went wide. We was held up behind Vettel, who was going around a bit gingerly because he's lost his nose cone. Cool, it's all action in these opening laps. I mean, I almost span a second time there, but thankfully didn't. Right, 2 cars in the pits, probably Alonso and Vettel. It's one of them anyway. Right, here we go. So that puts Mark Webber in the lead, quite a nice sizable lead. Gone wide there as well. Okay, am I 3rd or am I 2nd? I'm 3rd. So, 1st place Mark Webber after all that. 2nd Alonso, he didn't come in. I'm 3rd. Hamilton has got up to 4th place and he's going to be mightily angry there. A lot happened on that last lap. Rosberg really went for it. So Rosberg must be in... I don't know where Rosberg is. I think he might have pitted. Which is a shame because he was doing quite well. Right, Alonso. So I've caught him up quite quickly there. I don't know if he's carrying damage from that earlier incident. He did go into the side of me, and I don't know how I didn't lose the front of my car there. Vettel took massive damage, must have come in right at the right angle. But as we saw on Lewis Hamilton in Hungary when he had that huge crash, it does seem rather generous on the McLaren car what damage it can take. Because believe it or not, I have got damage set on, which you might have seen when I got a puncture in, I think it was in qualifying. I've got a puncture now, it'll be game over because I'd never catch it up. Bit wide again then. Now we're not really dropping Lewis Hamilton, he's staying quite close to me, so I don't know when he's going to pit. It's either going to be the end of this lap, lap 5 or lap 6. I don't know if I can win this now. I had to win it from the front, I think. So we lost a lot of time there. Webber leads, he's ahead of him in the championship. Alonso isn't. He's currently lying 6th with 1-2-6. This will be a good position for him if he finishes 2nd, but I don't know how much damage he's carrying round. But I'm not catching him up, am I? He's gone into the pits, Alonso, so I've got 1 lap here. I'd imagine he's on the option tyres then going on to the prime, so I've got 1 extra lap on the quicker option tyres. Hopefully I can put in a fairly quick lap here, or he's held up in the pits and jump him on the pit stop. Still showing in 3rd on the graphic, but I think that's wrong. Now, Sebastian Buemi seems to be the net gainer here for Toro Rosso. Massa's showing up in 2nd place, but we'll all be coming on lap 5, I guess. Don't know how Buemi's got up to that position, but he's doing fantastic. Webber's come back out after his pit stop. He's in 4th. It's asking a bit much for me to jump him, I think, but... Right, got 5 seconds from Felipe Massa, the winner in Hungary. Currently 5th in the championship, Felipe Massa. I'm on 133, he's on 130, so he must have me in his sights to get past. Things are tightening up in this championship, they really are. Can't believe I span there, but see if we can rescue it and get at least on the podium. I'm currently in first place, but still need to make my pit stops. The aim is here with a lightning lap to jump Alonso. Don't know if Massa's gaining, he was 5 seconds behind. He's probably going to pit on this lap as well, I presume. Car's starting to handle a bit better as we drop the fuel load. But the primary tyres we're going on after these options aren't as grippy, so we might be going around a bit slower after this. There's two choices: to either start on the prime tyres and do the last 5 laps or so on the options, or this way round. Now it's a very tricky pit entrance, I find anyway. Come on. In. Right, we're there. I need a very quick pit stop. I don't want Massa coming in and delaying me. I think Massa has come in. You might see him, he's in the pit. There he goes, but he hasn't delayed me, I don't think. 4.9 seconds. The quickest I've had so far in this championship, I believe, is a 4.2, so that's 7/10 slower. They might have repaired some damage when I had that collision with Sebastian Vettel. If they did, it wasn't very much damage. Oh, there's Webber. Yeah, he just got out in front of me by 2 tenths, so I gained a lot of time there. Right, I might have to get him on the run in. Whoa! I might be able to get him on the run in here. I'm all over his gearbox. I'm going to go down the inside. Great frontline speed. This McLaren is all over that Red Bull for frontline speed here. I'm on minimal downforce. Please don't tag me, Mark Webber. Excellent, excellent. So I jumped Alonso on the pit stop with like 1 extra lap. Come out right behind Webber as we went up the hill and got past him. Now I've got to brake him because he's going to come back. So I'm first. Second is Mark Webber for Red Bull. Third, Alonso, Ferrari. And Hamilton, after all that, is got up to 4th place for McLaren. So he's slowly coming into it. Will probably protect his lead quite well. He hasn't scored for a few races. 4th place, I'm sure he'll be quite pleased. But he must be gunning for Alonso and Webber. Tyres at optimum temperature. So we're approaching halfway. This is lap 6 of 13. We're now going to go all the way to the end unless I get a puncture, which hopefully I don't. But you never know. It could happen, or the car could break. Would like Hamilton to get good points from McLaren, but I'm a bit two minds really because I want to catch him up on the championship. Now there's a good chance of me winning this now. I've already spun once and regained the lead. I don't want to do it again, but one thinks if I did spin, there might be a chance of getting it back again, but I think my tyres are going to go off at some point. Now what I've been doing over the last few races, which is helping me, I haven't been using the tyres too much in qualifying and practice, doing slightly less laps to try and aid the tyre wear. Because in qualifying you must, well in the race you must start at least with the tyres you've done your qualifying lap on if you qualify in the top 10, which I did do. Got pole position, a win would be nice to get the full set. Oops, yeah, lost it a bit there, so I might have lost a bit of time. Keep an eye on the graphic on Lewis Hamilton to see if he catches Alonso or goes past him. Very easy corner to get wrong, this one. I keep going it too quick. I'll probably go a bit slower entry into there. I don't need to be as aggressive. I'm in the lead. It's up to the people behind me to catch me up, and Webber's looking as close as he has done for a few laps. So this must be a messy one for me. Alonso's watching guard as well. Hamilton in 4th, don't know who's behind him. Probably Massa after a pit stop, I would have thought. Or Rosberg perhaps, because he was doing quite well, Rosberg.
Lewis is out of the race.
What? Look, what? Lewis is out of the race, did he say? Well, that weren't my fault this time. Hamilton's car must have broken, or he crashed. Lewis Hamilton is out of the race. That's epic. That is epic. Is that what he did say? I don't know. I think that's what he said. Well, Lewis Hamilton is the race leader. He hasn't scored for about 3 or 4 races. If I win this, not saying I'm going to, but if I win this and he doesn't finish, well, he won't know if he's out of the race, I will gain by 25 points. What will that mean? Let's do a quick bit of maths. I'll only be about 11 points behind. Well, that's within 1 race. Don't things change round quickly? but I've still got to fend off Webber without spinning, and Alonso and Massa's fourth now as well. I don't think we'll be seeing Vettel because that collision with me, which I pretty much caused. I can't believe I didn't get some sort of penalty for that. Yeah, he might very well be out of the points. So, and he's second in the championship. That's amazing. Well, there we go. I'm getting myself a bit of reputation in this Formula 1 blundering season. I started off quite polite and I've been very aggressive the last 3 or 4 races. I better calm it down a bit. Now that I'm seemingly going to bridge the gap and be a bit more competitive, I don't need to do this. The next race after this is also a fast track, so a similar race setup which bodes well. That is in Italy at Monza, a classic racetrack. Historic as well. So it's lap 8 of 13. Do not mess this one up, Nick, because this looks set up for goodness. There was a 36% chance of rain. Hopefully that doesn't happen to mess things up, because I think I've got the pace, unless I do a muck-up, to win this. Do not tempt fate here. I can probably brake a bit early into these. Webber doesn't seem to be going super fast. The gap is holding. Yeah, I'm really starting to learn the track now. That's why it's always good to do practice. You see the difference between myself in practice and now. Although I'm not perfect by a long stretch, the difference between me in practice and this is well, poles apart, isn't it really? Positions don't seem to be changing. Just to recap, I'm first, which I'm sure you know from McLaren. Second, Mark Webber, the Australian, as I go into here. Hang on a minute, got to concentrate through this bit. There we go. Second place, Webber for Red Bull. Third is Fernando Alonso, the Spaniard for Ferrari. And fourth is Felipe Massa. Both of those two very close in the championship. Just 4 points separate them. I don't know if they finish like that. They'll swap positions, but we'll find out at the end. If it stays that way, of course. Nice little dip. Catch the G's here. Good. That's one of the quickest times I've done that. Be interested to see if I get a green split time at the end. So, lap 9 of 13. So 9, 10, 11, 12 and 13 to go. No, it's not a green split. But I don't want to go super fast and risk spinning off. Because there is a small gap there. Was it 2 or 3 seconds? I think I can hold that. We'll find out, won't we? I find this corner one of the trickiest ones to get right. The car just don't seem to want to grip the track. Alonso seems to be holding yeah, I think Alonso might be catching Webber up. So Webber's going to be more interested in trying to get Alonso off his back than catch me up. So that could work to my advantage here. Check out the map, the 2 white dots there. Next one behind me is Webber, then Alonso. If Alonso gets behind Webber, that could cause some interest there. He's not right close, but he seems to be gaining ever so slightly. Go, go, go. This seems to be one of my best races so far. Could I be adding my 3rd race win of the season? 3 race wins from 13 races that'll be. That won't be too bad, will it? 1 in Bahrain and 1 in Canada with the help of a bit of rain. This is a dry race though, all the way through. Bahrain was dry also. I tend to do a bit better in the rain, but we don't want it raining every race because it gets a little bit boring. Looking forward to the night races later on in this season, Abu Dhabi in particular. Yeah, that's quite slow compared to my slowest lap, but I am on the primary tyres. Been braking early there to get that right. No need to do any risks. Yeah, look at that. Alonso is close. Hamilton out of the race. Who'd have thought that? Who'd have thought it? So it just goes to show you that your car can brake. Hopefully mine doesn't. Hopefully it's just his car. It's definitely nothing to do with me. I didn't cut a few wires in his computer on his steering wheel at all before the race. Oh, look at that. Bit of green split. That's good to go. Good to go. To know. One of those two. Obviously I'm getting a bit more relaxed. But I'm still not shaking Webber though. So he's matching these times. One mistake and Webber will overtake me. So I've still got to concentrate. It is not in the bag. But lap 10 of 13, it is starting to get quite close to the end. Boom. Here we go. This corner is very nice. I presume if I had a better setup I could do that at full speed. If I was doing time trials I probably would do, because time trials, as I mentioned before, is not reflective of a real race because you've got maximum grip all the way around and there's no fuel simulation. So it's flattery really. Green a second quicker. Where's this time coming from? Car must be getting lighter, but that's a lot of time to suddenly find out of nowhere. 1.3 seconds. The car does feel like it's handling better. I presume Webber's going quicker as well because he's still there. Positions remaining the same. They have done for a while. A true power circuit. This favours the most quickest cars. So Ferrari hanging on quite well. Green? Yes. Oh, I lost a lot of time in the last section. Too cautious probably. Oops. Well wide. Got away with it, but slow. Yeah, that gap's staying stable. About 2 seconds there or thereabouts. Just 3 laps to go, but they are quite long laps. That's 7 kilometres in fact, or 4.3 miles. Hamilton won the real race in 2010. He's certainly not going to do it now because his car's broken. That's the first time I got a radio message that someone's retired in this. Interesting. Let's hope it doesn't happen to me at any point. Especially in the last race, because it might very well, the way this is going, it might very well come down to the last race between about 2 or 3 drivers who's going to actually win this thing. And that'll be pretty exciting, won't it? Webber's still sort of holding fire, but doesn't seem that bothered. Seems to be maintaining the gap to Alonso now. Massa's holding behind Alonso, probably team orders. I'm starting to get a bit confident now. But I don't want to get too confident, because that's when you start freezing up and doing errors. If it started saying Mark Webber fastest lap, then I'll be starting to get a bit worried. But it isn't. And after this, he's only got 2 laps to do it. Or I've only got 2 laps to do a muck-up. Please don't do a muck-up, Nicky. Please don't get a flat tyre. You can technically get a flat tyre anywhere, or blow out and go over a sharp bit of shrapnel. That might have happened to Lewis. Tight chicane, good overtaking place going into this. Accelerate early out. Easy to spin if it's wet, but it is not. 2 laps to go. Lap 12 and lap 13. So this is the penultimate lap. Looking quite stable, isn't it, folks? Could a win in Spa be on the cards? It's one of the glory tracks, one of the jewels in the Formula 1 crown, the ones that people remember, alongside your own home Grand Prix, Monaco as well, and Abu Dhabi. I've just got to keep it on the track. Just keep sensible with it. I've started going slower through here, as you might have noticed. I don't think it's been costing me too much time though, taking that slower line. This is one potential place I can go right off into the gravel, but I don't want to. Go slightly slow, so I'm going slightly slower through a lot of the bends now. So I've got about 2 seconds to play with. So Webber would to win this race, Webber, if I stay on the track, to win this race, Webber would have to first catch me and then find a place to overtake. And although you shouldn't weave going into the braking zones, my car might be a bit wide and I might do a bit of weaving. You didn't hear that from me though over the radio. With if Vettel is outside the points, because he's second in the championship, and Hamilton not scoring, I don't know what this is going to do. Because Webber's currently 3rd and I'm currently 4th, so we're going to gain on both of them. This is going to make things very, very interesting, and the Ferraris being up there getting points, they're going to gain on them as well. What is this going to mean? I need a mathematician here to work this all out, who's been following the scores. Is Webber closer than before? He does look a lot closer than before. He's trying to pressure me. Right, look, that was bad. He's right on me. Right, hang on a minute. That is really close.
Webber is really going for it. He's just put up a new fastest lap.
I thought so. Why is he going for it now? Oh, this is annoying. Right, okay, look. Look at that white dot. Now, I don't want to be pressured. I could probably go around a second slower because he's not going to be able to overtake me, is he? Right, one of the main overtaking places is at the end of this straight. He isn't close enough to do that. If I just drive round normal, keep on the racing lines and keep it on the track, I should be fine. Right, slow down early. That's it. There's no way for him round there. Right, okay. Maintain speed round this corner. There's like a half overtaking place at the end of this curve, but it's really risky. And I've cut that off, so that one's gone. Right, so there's not many more places he can overtake me on this lap, and he's too far away just. There's a sweeping bend at the end of this to the left. That's not an overtaking position unless I go off the track, which I'm not going to. Wonderful. I think I'm just about to hold on to this. Starting to get a bit nervous. This is the last lap. Yeah, hold on to it. Be really careful through here. Right, okay, right, accelerate. There's only one place now I can mess up, and that's at the end of this straight, that tight chicane. But I can go as slow as I want through there, as long as he doesn't get me into braking going into it, which he won't do because he's too far away. As long as I don't outbrake myself, this is a win. Car, please don't spin. Right, ease off early, brake early, just concentrate on hitting the 8. I've gone well deep. Yes, yes, oh yes. Here we go. Boomer. First place. Was it ever in doubt? Oh, that's awesome. I needed that. Great stuff. I really needed that.
Brilliant, mate. Really, really well done.
Yeah,
mate.
thanks.
Well done.
Thank you. So I'm first. Second was Webber. Third Alonso. Massa Rosberg there. Where did Hamilton 24th? So he's last. Did not finish from a 5th position. Where's Vettel? Vettel is 5th. Vettel come 5th. Buemi did great. Bruno Senna 7th. That's amazing. Look how close the championship is now. I'm 11 points behind and there's 2 cars in between. Oh, that's really close. Really, really close. Anyway, the championship is really hotting up now. I hope to see you for Italy, the next round next week in the practice from Monza. McLaren are just about winning by 1 point. Until next time, take care and goodbye.
Goodbye.